Welcome to FameFlow, where every story reveals a hidden desire, a crossdresser's identity, true emotions. Our story today is dressed for Tej, not for the world. As you can probably tell from the title itself, this story is about a crossdresser and their experience of crossdressing during the Tej festival. I first realized the beauty and significance of the Tej festival when my elder sister got married and returned to our home for her first Tej after marriage. It felt like the whole house started breathing in a new rhythm full of excitement, tradition and celebration. A few days before the festival, my mother began preparing for Tej with a joyous devotion that only a mother can hold in her heart. The sewing machine in the corner of the room became a song as vibrant, colorful fabrics began to be transformed into stunning outfits for my sister. Every blouse had a unique design, as if pieces of art were created to complement every beautiful drape of her sari. The house was soon filled with new makeup accessories and the scent of fresh mehendi. It was not just about dressing up, it was about embracing womanhood, tradition and beauty in its purest form. A beautifully designed new mang tikka was made to grace my sister's forehead, and it was accompanied by a delicate nose pin with tiny round pearls that sparkled gracefully. A necklace was also made for her and colorful glass bangles for her wrists in the colors of red and green that symbolize the Tej festival. Since green is the color symbolizing growth and prosperity, it had a special place in every detail of the celebration. A beautiful pearl waistband was also made and so were the thin silver anklets. As my sister was doing her makeup with these jewelry, I realized that Tej is not just a festival. It is emotion, a celebration of feminine beauty, love, tradition and togetherness. All these preparations were done in front of me. I am sure by now you must have imagined the upheaval in my heart. If such preparations were done in front of you, I am sure you would have felt the same way as me. Yes, I am a crossdresser. Seeing so many preparations, something deep inside me whispered, how about all these preparations were done for me too? I could not stop myself from imagining myself in my sister's place. Outside, the women of the neighborhood had also arranged a beautiful swing decorated with flowers and ribbons for the festival of Tej. I was completely lost in my fantasy world where I could feel my dupatta waving in the wind, my feet touching the air, my anklets tinkling sweetly, and the women around me laughing and smiling and celebrating the festival with me. Inside the house, the aroma of sweet dishes being prepared filled the air. My mother was busy making gujia, kheer, malpuya and other traditional dishes. My world was an old cupboard in an old corner room of our house where my desires were kept. Some faded bangles, some faded salwar kameez, dried nail polish, a half-broken lipstick, and a few folded packets of bindi. These were my sister's old stuff, but now after her marriage, they were the things that fulfilled my cross-dressing desire. All I wanted was a new set of makeup for myself, a new kajal pencil, a shimmering lipstick, a palette of colors that could give voice to my silent identity. I wanted a bright, new sari in the colors of Tej and jewelry that was not borrowed or old, but chosen by me, for me. I was jealous of my sister's luck because she was a girl and I kept wondering why I was not born a girl. This desire was not new, it had stuck with me since childhood and now, it was showing in my behavior, especially in front of my sister. Once my sister and I had an argument and I told her girls are always given more love, more respect, more freedom to express their beauty while boys are taught to suppress, hide and deny their softer realities. My sister, instead of answering seriously, just kept laughing and doing her makeup in front of me teasingly as if to say, "You want this? But you can never have this." Her smile pierced me more deeply than her words. This year again Tej was coming, All the same preparations were being done for my sister, but this time Tej was going to change my fate too. This Tej was for me, it was going to happen for me. Something was going to happen that would light up the corners of my hidden identity, and I promise, I will definitely tell you how that miracle happened. This time my elder sister was not coming home for Tej. New happiness was knocking at her door, a soft heartbeat, a movement in the womb, a new life was about to come into her world. A little guest was about to arrive, and her in-laws had gone to their ancestral village to make preparations for the coming happiness. My mother collected all the Tej items for my sister's saris, bangles, makeup items, sweets, and handed them over to me and asked me to take them to her house. I reached my sister's house 2 days before Tej. The house was quiet, peaceful. My sister's husband had gone out for work for 10 days. Now it was only me and my sister in the house, and there was a silence between us that contained a story, but this silence did not last long. On the very first evening, my sister started trying out everything that mother had sent: bangles, bindis, anklets, mang tika. One by one, she adorned herself, her every gesture oozing grace and celebration, but this time, something was different. Her eyes weren't just looking at herself in the mirror, they were looking at me, studying me. And then, as she put the nose pin in place, she turned and said something that froze the air around me. "Do you want to wear all of this?" I froze. My breath stopped. That one question, the one I had waited my whole life to hear, the one I never thought anyone would dare to ask, now hung in the air like a whisper of destiny. I couldn't answer, not because I didn't want to, but because my voice had left me alone. My heart was beating so loudly that I was afraid she might hear the desire I had for her in my heart. The next thing my sister said shocked me again. "Do you think I never noticed? That I didn't know you were secretly wearing my clothes? That you opened my wardrobe, took my salwar kameez and jewelry, and after everyone left, spent hours in front of the mirror wearing them?" I looked down. Embarrassed. Exposed. The only words that came out of my mouth were, "Why did you never ask me anything?" She replied, "At first I thought it was just your childish prank, but then I saw how you looked at yourself in the mirror, not with amusement, but with a desire to really get that look. Then I realized that it was not a habit, it was a truth that you were hiding from the world and even from yourself." Tears welled up in my eyes. It was the first time someone had talked to me about my cross-dressing passion. Then, she stood up, walked to her dressing table, and took out all the things mother had sent: new bangles, lipstick, bindi, anklets, kajal, a green and red sari with golden work, and even a beautiful blouse with shimmering threads. She slowly came to me, placed the things in my hands, and said, "This time Tej is yours." My sister picked up the sari sent by mother, a gorgeous green and red silk sari with golden zari work, and walked slowly towards me. Her hands reached out and gently placed it on my shoulder. "This time," she said softly, "the preparation is for you." I looked at her, stunned, a disbelieving smile formed on my lips. Just then, I got up shyly and turned to leave, whispering, "Thank you, sister," but she grabbed my wrist with playful persistence. "Hey! Where are you going? Wait. Let me see what my brother looks like in a sari." I stopped. And I turned slowly, smiling at her with tears still clinging to my eyelids. "Brother, sister," I said, holding the pallu in my hand with newfound grace. "Your sister, your younger sister." My sister was stunned. For a moment, the air between us shimmered with emotions. Then she moved forward and hugged me tightly. It wasn't an embrace of surprise, it was an embrace of acceptance, of love, of surrender to truth. My dear little sister, he whispered in my ear. Let's make this Tej yours in every way. My sister promised me that she would make me wear a sari on Tej, and from then on, my heart was thumping not just with excitement but also with the anticipation of finally becoming who I really was, even outwardly. Strangely, this time I was even more excited than a newlywed bride because a married woman wears a sari every day, but me, I was going to wear it for the first time in my life. Not in secret, not out of shame. Preparations for Tej were in full swing. The women of the neighborhood had booked the community club. A grand Tej Mela was being organized with music, dance, mehndi stalls, swings, food counters and a ritual area. But there was a twist, it was only for women. When my sister told me about it, my heart leapt like a spark of fire. An opportunity like this, I knew in my heart I might never get again. I turned to her, my eyes full of hope. Sister, I want to come with you. She looked at me slowly, her smile a little hesitant. But what will you do there? You will get ready, but... Before she could say anything, I was wrapped in her arms like a pleading child. Please, please. I want to feel everything, the bangles, the bindi, the swings, the songs. I want to live it, not just watch it from the window. She sighed and then smiled. Okay. But not in a sari. You will go in a salwar kameez. And remember, the moment we leave house, you are not my brother. You are my little sister. And I will introduce you to everyone as such. I couldn't stop myself. I went forward and hugged her tightly, my tears soaking her shoulder, but this time, they were tears of joy. The best part? My sister had kept all the makeup stuff ready. Lipstick shades, eyeliners, foundations, sindoor, perfumes, and yes, a wig. A beautiful, black, straight-haired wig that would fall gently on my shoulders. I will also keep a fast on this Tej, I whispered to her. She smiled. Good. Because this time, I can't keep a fast, you will keep a fast on my behalf. Tej morning brought fragrance like a gentle breeze. Mother had sent not only saris but also some beautiful salwar kameez. Vibrant, floral, lightweight fabrics that were perfect for the monsoon festival. My sister looked at me with soft eyes and picked out an emerald green one with golden embroidery and a matching red dupatta. Wear this, she said. It will fit you, and it will suit you. My fingers trembled as I held the salwar kameez. The fabric kissed my skin. The embroidery shone in the morning light. I knew this wasn't just fabric. This was permission. This was freedom. Then she sat me down, tied my hair back, lovingly fitted the wig, applied foundation and compact, lined my eyes with mascara, put a bindi in the middle of my forehead, and painted my lips a light shade of red. My transformation wasn't drastic, it was soft, divine, pure. When I finally looked in the mirror, I didn't see a boy pretending to be a girl. I saw a girl who had always been hiding, finally looking back, smiling. Sister, I whispered, eyes shining, what should you say to me now? She paused for a moment and looked at me very deeply and proudly and then said, Aanchal. I stood in the bathroom holding my salwar kameez in my hands. My heart was pounding with 1,000 emotions. I used hair removal cream to remove hair from every part of my body. Every movement felt like preparation for a sacred ritual, a rebirth. Outside, my elder sister was impatient to see me in salwar kameez. Aanchal, how much longer? She said teasingly, taking my new name for the first time with a smile full of affection. Her voice gave me strength, but still, I was hesitant. How could I go out in front of her, wearing such clothes? My elder sister surely sensed my hesitation. If you feel shy in front of me, how will you face the other women at the Tej fair? She said. Her words shook something inside me. After a long silence, I took a deep breath, straightened my dupatta in my trembling hands and slowly walked out. She smiled at me like a proud elder sister watching her younger sister take her first steps towards womanhood. Now, she said warmly, let me transform my younger sister into the most beautiful girl in the whole fair. I sat in front of her, silent, overwhelmed, like a bride before her wedding. My sister laid out all the Sharingar items sent by mother now made for my first Tej. She chose a bright, matte bindi and lovingly placed it on my forehead. She carefully put green and red bangles on my wrists, and the cool touch of the metal sent a thrill through my veins. The anklets tinkled as she put them on my feet, and when she tied the delicate chain around my neck, I closed my eyes and felt as if I was being adorned for a dream I had lived quietly for years. The heavy necklace meant for a married woman remained in the box, and in its place, I wore my sister's beautiful gold chain, simple, yet it looked like a crown. My ears were not pierced, so she found clip-on earrings that sparkled with every tilt of my head. She applied soft pink nail polish too. My fingers and toes, then a stroke of lipstick that brought my lips to life. Next, she gently fixed the long-haired wig on my head, adjusted it lovingly, and put a delicate white gajra on it, its fragrance draped around me like the whisper of the monsoon. When she handed me the dupatta, I clumsily tried to fix it. She came close, picked up the dupatta, and placed it on my head with the reverence of a sacred ceremony. I slipped my feet into her old high-heeled slippers and then I looked in the mirror. It wasn't me looking back. It was Aanchal. A girl a woman complete in herself, adorned not just in clothes but in reality. My elder sister smiled proudly seeing me like this. Now come on, Aanchal. It's time for the world to meet my beautiful younger sister. We set out for the club together, step by step, hand in hand. I had never worn heels before, and every step was like striking an awkward balance, but somehow, I didn't care. I was walking into the world as myself. I kept adjusting the dupatta on my shoulders, on my head, afraid it would fall, show too much, or break the illusion. But I wasn't afraid. My sister was with me. Only women were allowed into the club, and yet there I was, a crossdresser among dozens of women, and not once did I feel like an outsider. I felt like I belonged here. Color, laughter, the monsoon air full of wet mud and the scent of jasmine, everything was embracing me like one of their own. My sister and I sat next to each other to get mehndi applied on our hands and feet. I giggled as the cold paste touched my skin. The color will fade in 10 days, but I think this memory will stay forever, my sister joked. All around, women were dancing to the songs of Sawan, singing, laughing, swinging on beautifully decorated swings. One by one, the women took turns to climb onto the swing. And then, my sister held my hand and led me to the swing. Your childhood dream, remember, she whispered. She helped me sit, fixed the dupatta on my head, and pushed the swing gently. As I swayed back and forth, my earrings tinkling, anklets jingling, dupatta fluttering, I felt like I was blooming like Radha in Sawan. The songs of Tej, the scent of fresh henna, the rhythm of bangles with every swing, they all entered my heart like a sweet lullaby. I had never felt so alive. Later, all the women gathered for puja. With the dupatta wrapped properly around my head, I sat among them and performed the rituals my first Tej fast as a girl. I whispered every mantra, closed my eyes, and folded my hands like everyone else. No one looked at me strangely. No one asked questions. I was just another daughter of the monsoon, praying with hope in my heart. That evening, when we returned, elder sister took out the sari sent by mother, an emerald green sari with golden borders. I went to the bathroom and put on the blouse and petticoat. Elder sister wrapped the sari around me. I didn't know how to walk in it. I stumbled. I burst out laughing. My elder sister laughed with me, fixing the pleats again and again. That night, I broke my fast wearing that sari in front of God, feeling like I was born again as myself. And then, the moment that shook my soul. Clothes and jewelry had come for me from my maternal home, gifts every daughter waits for during Tej. That night, I didn't just feel like a woman, I was a woman in my sister's eyes, in my own eyes, and maybe in God's eyes. I stayed at my sister's house for the next 10 days not as her brother, but as her loving, giggling, caring younger sister. I did all the household chores, looked after her, brought her medicines just like any sister would do for her pregnant elder sister. This time Tej brought more than just greenery. It brought recognition. It brought acceptance. It brought Anchal to life.